Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. My name is Paige, and in this video I'm gonna be sharing my thoughts on a video game that I finished off recently, that being Alien Isolation. So where do we begin with this game? First of all, I don't understand why it took me so long to finish it off. It's not like it had that many episodes. Like Far Cry 4 I think took me about 16 episodes, which ended up being about 2, maybe 3 months. Because I remember that I started it while I was still here, which I think was maybe around the end of August or maybe some point during September. I think it might have been even October. I don't remember. But I finished it, I think, in 5 or 6 episodes once I moved to my other place. And yet, for Alien Isolation, I think I started right after that, and it took me until 3 weeks ago to be able to finish it. Was it even 3 weeks ago? I think it was even more recently. It might have been 2 weeks ago. I don't know. The fact is that it took me way too fucking long. And it's not because I had to play a lot, although yes, the game is quite unnecessarily extended, and I'm gonna get into that a little bit later on. But I think it was just because I had some personal problems, I guess. That could be a reason. I don't know. But anyway, how do I feel about this game? Well, first of all, I gotta say that this game reminds me quite a lot of Outlast. I think also a lot of people compare the two games because I think they might have came out around the same time. I don't remember. I know that I heard about Alien Isolation when I first heard about Outlast, which was in 2014, when I watched the FBE React channel play the game. That was the first time I saw that one. And that's when I played Outlast, which is why I can't play it on the channel. Although I could do a replay, but I don't know if I want to, really. But maybe, we'll see. And it definitely is similar in quite a lot of ways. You're supposed to evade enemies, you can't really fight. Although, I like that in this game you actually have means to fight the creature, the androids and everything. And it's actually not as annoying when you can fight back, because I think this game is harder than Outlast. It might be just because I at first started playing it on a harder difficulty, but I'd say it definitely is harder and a bit more, what is the word? I can't think of the word, but it's definitely more bothersome to play through. And that is not only because some parts are unnecessarily extended, you have to do some unnecessarily extended parts. Like that was the case for Outlast 2, where you might have to do one thing, but then you have to do some other things too. Although I don't necessarily think it was really everywhere, but there might have been some parts of it which were like that. But like Alien Isolation was like, it took it to another level. Like at almost everything you had to do 10 other things before you can go back and do the thing. And because of that, I sometimes forgot what I was supposed to do and where I was supposed to go. And honestly, if I was still playing through the whole game on the difficulty that I started out with, which was I think normal or medium, I don't remember. I think it was normal. I wouldn't have been able to finish the game because I still struggled in some parts when it was on easy. And I don't know. The thing that I hate most about this game though is the fact that a lot of the time it's not puzzle solving. You're not supposed to use your brain to find out where you're supposed to go or what you're supposed to do. No, you literally just have to stumble around for 20 minutes and you're gonna find the place eventually because you've checked every fucking where. And yeah, I actually complained about that in quite a lot of the episodes. If you haven't checked them out, do check them out. But overall, I'd say I still enjoy the game, and I'd say the second half of the game might be a bit more interesting. And it's definitely a very how to say it, atmospheric game. I really love the atmosphere of the game. I'm already nostalgic about it, and I already want to play it again. And I know that there are some DLCs, and I actually have them with the game, but I don't know if I really want to get into it and play it again. Maybe in a few months, maybe next year, I don't know. But I just don't know if I care enough right now. We'll see. But it's also not gonna be the same, so that's kind of also turning me off a little bit from playing it. But hey, we'll see. But yeah, I also love the look of the game. It's definitely very memorable and very unique. Well, not necessarily unique, but like the aesthetic of it is definitely very interesting, and it leaves an impact on you. I like that about it. What else should I say? I like that the main character actually had some character to it, because some games, like comparably Outlast, doesn't really have anything to the character. Like, we have the basic explanation of the character in Outlast, that he's a journalist, but we don't have much other than that, and he doesn't really say much during the game. But comparatively, Ripley actually has a character going for her, and I actually like that personally. And yeah, I don't know if I have anything else to say, so oh yeah, as I was saying, the second half of the game I think is more memorable, or at least it just has stuck with me a little bit more, because there's a section in which you get out and where we see the alien walking on the outside. That's so fucking creepy. I still love that scene. That's one of my favorite moments. Also the core, when we have to explode it, when the aliens come out of it and one jumps in front of the glass. That is also a really cool moment. I really like that. And then when we're supposed to go, again in the core, when we're supposed to go around, that's also a really memorable part. It's probably the scariest part of the game. It's not the hardest, but it's definitely the scariest, because you're literally in the nest of the aliens and they could come out of any direction. But if we're talking about the hardest part of the game, it's definitely the beginning, when I was starting off playing at normal, and before I got the flamethrower. It was so annoying to deal with the alien. I don't even know how I fucking did it. And yeah, I actually lost the file, so I had to play with save files downloaded from the internet, and I found all these easy files, so that's why I ended up playing on easy. I was probably going to continue playing it on normal or hard or medium, but yeah. Although maybe eventually I would have switched to easy anyway, because it's just too fucking hard. But yeah, I'm still proud of myself that I did the beginning parts on normal, because it was kind of hard. But yeah, there was quite a lot of memorable moments. I love when we're in the cut-off part of the station, when I forgot his name, the android guy. His name started with an S. I forgot. What was he? Steels. I don't remember. It's the android guy who dies when he gets into, when Apollo rejects him. That's some memorable part when we first deal with the alien, and I guess that alien was done for. The other aliens were completely different ones. But yeah, this is honestly a really good game. If you haven't played it, definitely play it. I definitely recommend it. It's a great game, even though in some parts it's so unnecessarily extended. Like, especially towards the end, you're like, is this going to end? Is this going to end? And I guess, yeah, they have to close off with like every single character, either kill them off, which they did for most of them, or just do something with them to finish them off. But it's just a little bit unnecessarily extended, and maybe it's just my lack of attention towards the game, because I was kind of focusing on finishing it off, which is what kind of happens when you do videos for YouTube. You don't really experience it, the game, you just play through it. I just didn't know exactly what was happening, like when we met again with that prisoner, and that girl that was harmed when we were first going to Sevastopol. At that part, I wasn't sure were we on the ship that we were in the beginning of the game or not, but apparently we weren't, because later on when we have the 3 aliens at the end in front of me when the ship decouples from the station, that was the actual ship, so I guess I was wrong about that. And yeah, that's also another really cool moment when we see the 3 and even more aliens in front of me, and the spaceship just pulls me away. Although I don't understand why, because we were attached to it. I shouldn't have flown. I should have flown with the ship, not really flown and had to hit into it. And also, how the fuck did the alien get inside of the spaceship before me? That doesn't make any sense. And also, I like, I even said it in the playthrough, but I like how I actually coded out that there was going to be some twist ending. Like, there's always something like that. It's so predictable, but in the same way so satisfying. I don't know why, but it was so satisfying, even though I saw it coming. I guess because you just can't have a happy ending in a video game. Although I think we still did have the happy ending because Ripley survived, as far as I know. Especially because I watched reviews of the movies, so I kind of know what happened in the movies. Even though I was kind of thinking of watching the movie, the first one at least, but it's kind of an old one, and it might be a little bit boring to me nowadays. And I personally don't really like watching movies older than 1990. That's kind of like my back point. 1990 to 2010 is my perfect spot for movies I want to watch, because modern movies, there's something about them that is just not that interesting to me. It makes them a little bit bland and uninteresting. I might talk about that in some other video, but yeah. So yeah, this is a really good game. If you haven't checked it out, play it. It's definitely worth it. And I really hope there is at some point a sequel or something. And I know there are the DLCs, as I mentioned, and I might play them at some point, but I want a true sequel to it, because damn, it's a good game. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe. Also check out the link in the description to my Twitter if you want to follow me there, and to my Wattpad where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you don't end up enjoying my stories or simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to Patreon or subscribe there, where you can pledge your support. It helps keep the channel going, it helps support me so I can keep writing the stories you enjoy. And additionally, I just want to mention that all the money you decide to support me with are going to go towards my transition, because if you're new to the channel or just haven't noticed at this point, I'm actually transgender, but I haven't been able to transition yet because I still live with my parents, and I'm going to be moving out in a few months, 2 to be exact. And that's when I'm going to be starting the transition, but I still can't exactly afford it. So if you could help me out by donating, that would be greatly appreciated. And as I'm talking about it, I just want to also give a shout out to my good friend Yuri, who is helping me out quite a lot with this. But if you want to do the same, as I said, please go over to Patreon or subscribe there. And I also don't want to guilt trip into helping me out, so if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out by liking this video, subscribing, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think that's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!